This conference will now be recorded.
So what is an interface team? What is an interface?
Interface is similar like class. It is
Okay.
especially for abstract classes. Abstract
Okay.
method.
Okay.
It contains abstract methods and you can't create objects.
We cannot create object.
Yeah, we can create by creating relation using implement keyword.
Okay. Right. So interface is by default. So you can consider interface is just like a fully abstract class. Nothing but if you declare a method, by default it is acting as a public abstract method. Method without a body. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? Who is responsible to implementation of that method stream? Child
Uh,
class or implementation class. Right? Can we create object for a interface? Can we create object for interface team? Why are you thinking that much, team?
yeah. We
Yes.
can create.
We can't create. We can create only child classes.
We cannot create object for interface as like an abstract class.
Yeah, but we can use reference interface reference.
So we can create object for a class using parent class reference, parent interface reference. So we are
Yeah.
not creating object for interface team. We are taking just a reference. So always we can create object for a class. Remember, I'm keep on repeating every time. See, if I'm having a class, so for that class I can create object. Let's say so let me have my class. Let me have a class called A. Right now, so for this class I can create object. How? Class name object name is equal to new what? New what is
Construct.
syntax team? New
Construct.
construct name. So this is we are creating object for what? Creating object for a class.
As
So we are
Constructor.
creating object for a class. Let me have it in so method maybe. So let me clarify here. Object creation. Okay, so it's very important thing. It's very simple and very important. So if you confuse here, you will confuse entire Java. Right now, the first way is, let's say the example. We'll take the same example. So I'm having a class called A. So if I'm having a class called A, how can I create object for this A class team? So
class
class
name.
name, object name
Object
equals to new class name. Here obj is a class. If obj is which class object?
A class.
A class object and a class reference to. Okay, so can I say self class reference?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this is simple. We can say self reference. So let's say so this is so you can say self reference. Right now, let's say there is interface I. As of now, I'm not giving any method. So I'm having a class called class A. Implements or extends. If you want to make relationship, implements yeah, I. If I say like this, I can. So all of the methods coming in present in interface come with a method body into my class. So here I can create object for my A class like this. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And also I can create object for my A class like this. Here for what I'm creating object in second line, for my interface or my class.
Class A class.
Always remember, we cannot create object for interface. We can create object for a class, but we can create object for a class by using its parent interface reference.
Yes.
This is what this is using parent interface reference. If you keep on practicing this, very easy thing. So right now the third way. Let's say I'm having a class extends B. If I'm saying a class extend B, what is a BT?
B is parent.
Parent class.
A is child.
Parent class or interface?
Class. Both are
Yeah,
classes.
right. Now here I can create object for my A class like this, class name, object name which when you constructed, and the second way is I can create object for my A class. So why I'm creating object for A class team?
Because it is a child class.
It is child class. So here I can say like this, B AB equals to new of A. Here I'm creating A class object using parent interface reference. Here what is, sorry, parent class reference. Here AI is
Parent interface reference.
parent interface reference. Here my AB is parent class reference. Right? So clear, right? Self class reference, parent class reference, parent interface reference. So anyway, team, anyway, if you come across a new keyword, we are creating object. So we are creating object for what? Always, which is the right side to new keyword for that class. This is nothing but a class constructor, right? This is nothing but a class constructor. So are we mentioning any constructor here? No, right? Whether it
No.
will be interface or self class or self reference. So forget about the left side. So always concentrate on right side. On right side, you are creating object. For what you are creating object? After new keyword. Taking what reference? So whatever you are taking the right side, left side. So always left side could be what team? Left side could be what? Let's say here I'm creating object of A like this. Let's say you are saying X obj equals to new A. Here in this syntax, what could be A team?
A is a class.
Very good. A is obviously class. For class only we are creating object. And here, what could be the X here?
X is a parent, maybe parent or self class.
Parent reference or self class reference.
So observe here I can mention A. One thing.
Yeah, so
Self class. If it is self class, I can mention A. If it is a parent interface, here I can mention parent interface. Yes or no? There is no nothing wrong, right? So parent interface I can mention here, parent interface, or third one I can say parent class. Now clear?
yeah.
One is self class reference, one is a parent class reference, another one is parent interface reference. Now observing. So let's say in this A class, I'm having a method called public void test method. So as of now, let me maintain dummy code test A method. Right now, if I want to execute this test method, how will you execute team? How will you execute? By creating an object and then
A method.
so using that object reference, we can call that method and we can execute. Nothing great. Right? Test A method. Now observe team. So even you can create, even you can execute this method without object reference. Observe here. Now observe new A dot. So what is the difference between above one and below one team? Line number 10 and 12. Here I am calling a test method by after storing my object into a type. So here I'm calling without storing object. Here when we'll go this approach team. So if you don't want to store the object, just create an object without storing the object, just call the method single time. So if you want to use this object, this class object only one time or single time, no need to store it again. Just go this way. Any confusion team?
No.
No.
Just before line I'm storing that object into a reference type, just like a, let's say int a equals to, so int, just let's consider this is just like a int a equals to 100 or 10, right? So here just I am simply saying 100. So technically it is not possible. So here object, so you're calling a method on top of object reference without storing. So I don't want to store the object. Just you can directly call the method without storing the object. This with single this syntax, so object will create it. Object will create, but there is no reference. After the execution of this line, so object is automatically destroyed by garbage collector. There is no further use, right? So when we go for this approach team, if you don't want to store the object, if you don't have a much usage on that particular object, just go simple this reference, this type of use case. Now, so today we got to know a fourth way. Better let me give this example. Okay. Now, so about to ask interface. So now tell me team. So interface is just like a fully abstract class. So for interface, we cannot create an object. So by using interface reference, we can create object for what? Child classes. So if there is no any relationship, you cannot create object, right? So by default in interface, so if you maintain a method, that should be a public and abstract by default without method body, right? And there are types of interfaces team. So interface also we have a the types. First one is markable interface. So markable interface is nothing but, so it is an interface so which is having only without methods, just interface. There are no any methods. So I can say zero methods. Then what is the use of zero methods, you can ask. So we'll discuss. Okay, as of now just have a types. And functional interface, this is a very very important thing. So functional interface, nothing but, so interface with only one method. Based on number of methods, people are so divided interface team. So already we know inside an interface we can maintain only abstract methods. So if there are no any methods, we can say markable interface. If there is a single method, we can say functional interface. This functional interface is very very important thing. So functional interface is very very important, and advanced features is only based on this functional interface.
Okay.
Okay. Now how to initialize a variable team? How to access or how to initialize a variables? How
Data
many
type,
ways we can initialize?
Yeah. Data type,
Okay.
variable name, value.
value,
Very
data.
good. This is one way. Any other?
Uh, by array.
Okay, array. How to assign a value? Let's say I'm having a string name here, which is my global variable. So how to update this value, team? Is my question is understandable, team? So how to update this value? Why are you thinking definitely? Just say observe here. So if I execute this one, what will happen, team? Let me make the static. I'm calling into inside a main method, right? So now let me make my variable as a static. No, direct action, right? Now if I execute this one, what is the output, team? No value, right? So by default, if you don't declare a variable value, JVM will assign a default value. What is the default value of string?
Null.
Null.
Null value, right? Right. Now, so if you want, if you can declare or you can assign a value like this. So through object, already we discussed it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A dot. Any questions? Any questions, team?
No.
No, right? And
Yeah.
have you remembered with by using this keyword, team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self class. Only access for self.
Now tell me how to update my my class global variable name using a method.
By updating local variable. This
Tell me the syntax. Tell me the syntax.
this dot
Where I have to
variable,
mention this dot.
that second line after method. Yeah.
First line of
13th. Yeah, 13th
Right.
line.
Stat name.
Equal
Okay.
to.
Equals to.
We don't have any local.
Now tell me where I have to declare local variable.
Yeah, inside a method.
Inside a method here.
Yeah, but maybe another method or another.
Okay. Don't confuse. See. So when we will update this team, so if you pass name like this, so this is equals to the local variable, right?
Yeah.
So local variable coming to the here, I'm updating my local variable value into the global variable. It is coming to the here, I'm storing here, coming to the here, my global level, so that I can access entire my class level. So if we pass like this is considering as a local variable. What is the accessibility of local variable, team?
Within
Only
the
inside.
class. Within the method.
Within a method, right? This is local to that particular method. You can access only inside that method. So outside of the method, you can access, not access. So what is my main intention? I want to access this local variable to enter my class level, so that I have to update my local variable value into global variable, so that I can update or I can call anywhere inside my project. Now observe here, if I say .println here, name, what will happen, team? Here what the output will get, don't confuse and observe carefully. Here what could be the output if I
A
execute
global
this thing?
null value.
Very good. Here I'll get null value because my variable here, the printing variable is pointing to my global variable as of now.
Yeah.
Now observe here. Now if I call this a dot update name, here it is asking boss, there is a local variable name. Here you have to provide string data type name. Let me pass a name David. Now by using this statement, line number 10, what will happen, team? David name, so passing to this method, coming to the here, so my local variable holding what here? David, and it is updated to here David. Now so this David is
The
updated to
global.
global and pointing to here. Now so line same thing, if I print it here, line number 11. Now tell me, team, line number 11, what is the output?
David.
Day.
Hope you have a good clarity on how to update a variable.
Yeah.
Right? Now so name is a global variable which is not having the value, string name, and also I'm having a method update name. Inside this I'm having a variable called name, which is a local to this particular method. I cannot access outside of this method. If I want to access the same name, so here I am updating my local variable to my global variable by using a special Java keyword called reserved keyword called this. So what is the use of this keyword, team? This always refer to the current class member, that may be method on variable, right? So using this keyword, you can update your local variable value into the global variable value, so that you can access in any way. Now this is one way. So directly, right? And even if you want, you can update variable value over execution like this. Let's say, so here, right? Now, so line number 7, what is my variable value, team? 10.
10.
Line number 8, what is my variable value?
20.
20, but this is a duplicate. So if you want to update existing variable value, so you have to take like this. This
Yeah.
is declaration, this is update. And so you can declare a variable like this, and you can update valuable value like this. Now, even already we know this thing, already we have discussed these things. Already we discussed this at the time of local variable, global variable, static variable, and also so we discussed updating a global variable value using this keyword. This is not new thing. I'm repeating one more time. And also, even you can update the variables like another way team. So this is using methods. And also here you can update as of now. Let me remove this thing too. Now, even you can update this global variable value, same how we are updating by using this keyword, right? So even we can update a global variable value again using this keyword, but not inside a method, inside a constructor. Now tell me how to write a constructor, team?
Public
Access specifier. Public.
Public access specifier.
class name. Yeah.
A
Scheme of.
parenthesis this one. Now observe. So this dot name equals to name, right? Is the syntax right?
This constructor call.
Mhm. You have to spend lots of time, team. Observe. No difference. Here we are
Yeah.
updating by using method. Here we are updating using constructor.
Okay, only input parameters.
Right now, how will you update like this team? So anyway, so if you want to execute constructor, what you have to do? You have to
Create
create an
an
object. Class name, object name equal new class name. Here, why I'm getting error? Line number 13.
Because that is not default constructor.
Exactly, very good. So inside my A class, there is no default constructor. So we have only one constructor. To what type of constructor? The parameterized constructor. So it is asking.
You have to pass parameter.
So it is asking parameter. Here, by the time of creating object, it is asking parameter. Here you have to supply the parameter. What type? Based on that constructor data type. It is asking
String.
parameter string I am passing here. After that, you have to do the same thing, whatever you have done before. So to update global variable using methods and this keyword. Right. Right now. So after that, if you execute this one, so obviously you will get output table. Just I'm creating object of this class and print the name. So which is pointing to my global, not local. Remember.
Yeah.
Clear? All right. Now we discuss about arrays and we discuss about control statement and looping statement. In that we discuss about for loop, right? And even we discuss about while loop and if condition. So if else if ladder and switch case, right? And right. So looping statement we discuss about what type of loop stream we discuss about for loop, simple for loop, while loop, and we have a advanced for looping. Right now advanced for loop, so here the advanced for loop the syntax is same how we are using for loop, just keyword for loop. Here you have to say the parenthesis like this, and so this is your loop body. So here there what we have taken team, simple for loop insert parenthesis.
Start point, condition and increment or decrement.
So there are three portions: loop starting point, loop ending point, and also the condition, loop increment or decrement. Right here, you have to take right side to two portions team. So semicolon. There we have provided a semicolon. Here you have to provide a colon. So colon left side, colon right side. So colon right side. So here you have to take processing object, and so semicolon left side you have to take so data type and reference. What type of reference that object contain you have to take. Now this advanced for loop you can use for arrays, and the most important and the most important one is, so you can use for mainly collections. Right, so we'll see the one example. So using collections, so we can use for arrays, we can use for collections, and we have a number of use cases team. So advanced for loop, right? Just simply, so let me have class called for each. People will call for each advanced for loop, for each advanced for loop, right? Now let me have a main method. Now tell me team the syntax of declaring a simple array.
Data type,
Okay, let me have a string data type string. Okay,
array, or
okay, array symbol.
a reference name
Okay.
equal to
Mhm.
New
data
New
type,
data type
array size
array.
array.
inside.
Inside this we have to provide a symbol, right? Now, how to add a value stream to my array?
Name, reference name.
Reference
Reference
name.
name of
Here you have
Yeah,
to provide an index number. Based on index number, you have to store the values, right? Now this is my first index, second, third, fourth, fifth, right? Now this is second index, third index, fourth index, right? Now observe. Observing how will you get an array size team? How will you get an array size? Now
length
here
of
you want to
length.
print array size. Right? Array size. So what is the, if you want to know the how to if you want to know the size, array size, just
Yeah,
so names, so reference we have a, well, there is a keyword called length keyword. What is the length keyword return type team? Integer. It will return
is
the array size. Right? Now size, or you can say names. Sorry, 0 1 2 3, I missed 3 team. You have to observe team very carefully. Sometimes I'll do the mistakes. Okay. So what we got just before, why we got error?
because we missed index number.
We have given a 5. Is there a 5 index number team?
No,
So anyway, the size is 5, but the last index number will be
4.
length minus 1, or the number of size you are providing, that minus 1. Last index number always, so length minus 1. Now I want to print this, I want to print this name one by one team. So usually how will you print?
We have to, yeah.
So here if you want, you have to print like this. So if you want to get first one, you have to print like this, 0th index number. Observe here. Now you'll get 0 index number. Now I want to get all names at a time. I want to print all the names.
for loop using.
So we can use a for loop, right? So simple for loop. Already we know the for loop. Now let's write simple. Simple for loop. How to write a simple for loop? Just take a for loop starting point int I equals to 0, right? I less than what?
Less equal to 5.
So see, if I give a 5 here, somehow I have changed this size to 9. Will this work out team? Or 10? Will this work out?
No.
No, right?
No.
So every time remember team,
Maybe
the end point you have to give the dynamic number. So how will you give dynamic number? Now observe. name dot length.
Okay.
Or else, so you can say length I less than or equals to length minus 1. I plus plus. Any confusion here? See, observe. So if you are saying equals to, no, don't take this minus 1. Observe. I always less than my length. Length will give you what in 5. So here,
Yeah.
my I value I'm supplying to my, like this, my index number. Observe here. Now you will get a clarity on this. Observe. Here I will supply I value. So I value I want to supply 0 to length minus below length. So if you use length, you will get chance to use get a 5 number. You will get a chance to index out of bound exception. So always I should be less than array reference dot length or less than or equals to length minus 1.
-1.
Okay, no confusion, right? Now let
Yeah.
me remove this one. Observe here. Now you will get all the names. So using index number for better understanding. Let's say name. Right? Observe here. So total size 5, 0 Java, 1 Python, 2 Ruby, 3 CPP, 4 Perl, nothing but fifth one. Now observe team. So this is how you have to use a simple for loop. Now observe advanced for loop. I can apply same thing for my advanced for loop. Right? Now observe the difference between simple for loop and advanced for loop. Same keyword here you have to provide for loop braces. Observe here. Now on which object you are processing for loop. Now here what is my object type? Here object type is reference name. Now so here you are processing the values from right to left team like this. Now you're getting a values from right to left. Here left side you have to take on this reference what type of data element you are getting. Now what type of data element we are getting team? String type, right? Now let me store it into string. Right? Now I can say any name. You can give any reference name just like a variable like this. Clear team? Now observe, I am getting each and every course name into this unit, or else for let's say course like this. So this is simple like a declaring a variable. So here, so what you're doing here, so each time you are storing a codes into this data type, string type. Now here you don't need to provide loop starting point, loop ending point, loop increment and decrement. So by default, what are the values present in that array reference, that will get one by one until the last value. Now observe, if you want you can print like this. Now here I want to print the source for each iteration. Clear team? Now observe, let me comment on this one as of now. Observe this time. Same output, no need to provide loop starting point, loop ending point, loop increment and decrement. Clear, team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please let me know if you have any doubts in the syntax. Just colon right side you have to take on which object you are processing, and left side here you have to take what type of a value it is getting. So you have to store into that data type, and this is variable. Now here you are using variable. Hope no questions. Please let me know. I'm happy to repeat one more time. For
Yeah.
each loop. The very advanced one, team. So going forward, so we are using only this for each loop. So for suppose if it is an integer type, now tell me the syntax, team. If it is integer type, tell me the syntax.
Data type is int.
Yeah.
Have to change int.
So let me have one more class. Tell me very quickly.
Yeah.
Observe. So let me have a main method, right? Int.
New. Int. Size.
Zeroth index.
Index.
Index number.
Number 1, 2, 3. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? This is 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, and 1, 2, 7. Now this is a zeroth index, first index,
1, 2,
second index,
3.
third index, last but one, fourth. Okay. Now tell me, team, how to print these values using a for each loop. Now you have to tell me the syntax.
Parser.
Okay.
Int.
Okay. Okay. Now always first take a reference, team. First
Okay.
take a reference.
Colon,
Roll.
roll numbers.
Take reference, and before that reference, so mention colon, right?
Colon. Data type.
Int.
So here, what is the data type? Int,
Variable name.
right? So here,
Difference.
roll number.
No.
So here I am giving roll numbers because it is holding multiple values. Here I am giving roll number because it is holding for every iteration. It will hold only single roll number, right? Now let's print this roll number each time printing. Run as Java application. Clear, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's what about for each loop, and practice, practice, practice. Right. Now, before going for a collection, we have to discuss a basic concept called java.lang packaging. Java.lang package. Now, already we know what is a package, team.
Collection of
Classes.
classes. Yeah.
So, collection of classes. Can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, inside a package, we can mention interfaces and classes. Typically, class and interfaces will contain methods and variables. Right now, so there is a very important the basic interface called java.lang package team. Here, lang nothing but language. Right now, so without using this java.lang package, you cannot write a code team. Without using this java.lang package, you cannot write a code. So you may get a questions where we have used this java.lang package. So have you
Yeah.
used this java.lang package team?
No.
Oh.
No, until now. Until now, no.
Yeah.
Where have we used or not? If yes, where we have used? Tell me, team.
No idea. I think we didn't.
Right, observe here. Let's say I'm creating a class called E. Now, what is a parent class of A team?
Object.
Very good. So if your class not having any parent class, so any class, so default super class is object class. Right.
Yeah.
Now let's say my class having a parent class called B. Now here I'm having a class called B. Now what is a class A class parent class team?
B.
B. Now what is a parent class of B class?
Object.
Object class.
Now what is the relationship between let's say here you're saying this is a B class, this is object class, so parent of B class. Okay, very good. Now by default this is a relationship, whether you mention or not mention. Now what is the relationship A and object? A is let me ask you a few questions now. So object class is direct parent class of A class, yes or no?
Yeah. Sir, B.
Okay, if it is a direct class, so here the relation should be like this. Yes or no?
Yeah.
What type of inheritance this is?
Multiple.
Is multiple inheritance allowed in Java?
No.
It is allowed in interface.
So it is allowed in interface level. So typically team, so if anyone asks, so is that multiple inheritance possible in Java? Just simply blindly say it is not possible.
It's not possible in class level.
It is not possible in class level. So it somewhat it possible in interface level, but what we can do, team, we cannot do anything if it is possible in interface level also. So it is possible in interface level, but we cannot do anything. Just we'll get a method. So this is an abstract method, right? What is the use?
Yeah.
Obviously, we have to go for an implementation class. Class level we cannot maintain. So always remember. So if your class, if is a single class, so the by default this class parent class is object class. let's say if your class is just like this, single class. So by default, this class, parent class, is object class. If it is not having any parent class, let's say if it is having some parent class. Now this time this class is a parent class of a class. Now what is the parent class of this class? Now, obviously the object class.
Object class.
Now always remember, so this is like a what type of inheritance?
Multi-level.
It's a multi-level inheritance. So it's not a multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance not possible in Java. So by default, obviously, so what is the inheritance ground rule? For which class you have to create an object?
Child
Child
class.
Always for a child class. If you create object for a child class, you will get a chance to use A class methods. So if it is a B, so you can use B class methods. Even you can use object class methods. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now observe here. Now this is my A class. Inside this A class, I am not having any methods so far. So if you create object for A class, so I can use that's of object class, because by default my class is acting as a child class of object class. So these methods coming from where, team? Is this coming? Are they coming from A class? No, right? These are all the
No.
methods from object class. So
Object class.
why am I able to having access here? By default, whenever you create any class, by default this is a default subclass or child class of object class.
Yeah.
Right. Now, without using java.long package, even you cannot write a code, team. Observe here. So just you have taken a main method. So inside this main method, the string coming from where? Java.lang package.
Yeah.
Even if you use system.out.println, the system class coming from java.lang package. It's a basic package. So it's a basic package. Without using java.lang package, even you cannot write a code.
Okay.
But are we importing this java.lang package, team? Let's say, so if another package, if another package there is any class, let's say, so in this is my day 16, right? A class. Now let's say let's say here I'm having a class called import test. This is it. I'm creating another package, team. Now in this my A class, observe, in this my A class, I'm trying to create object of the class. I'm trying to use this class. Now before using that, what it will ask, team? So here it will ask to just import. So if you want to try to create object or use to any class, so what it will ask? It will try to ask, please import before using that class. Now, are we importing object class? Are we importing the string class? Are we importing system class?
No.
But without import, we are able to use this all the classes, which is a java.lang package, right? So that means java.lang package is a basic package. So by default, people are created such a way that no need to import. You can simply use it anywhere in your project. It's a basic package. So without using this java.lang package, even you cannot write a code. Now, so we have a important packages like a java.lang packages. So we have a java.util package, team. This collection coming from a java.util package, java.util package, and we have a java.io package, and we have a java. So import package util io. title package, IO package. Mostly we commonly use these three thinking. So mostly we commonly use only these things: java.title package, java.io package, and java.lang package, right? So if you want to use these two packages or any packages, enter a Java, you have to import before using these packages classes, obviously. So how will you import team? Import package name dot
Class name.
class name, right? Now if you want to import entire package, you have to use star,
Star.
like, right? So if you want to use any classes, so before using the classes from a java.title package or IO package, you have to import explicitly. But so if you want to use java.lang package, no need to import it. That's what importance we have for a java.lang package. Now what are we have inside a java.lang package? Right. So this is a typical structure of java.lang package team. So inside java.lang package, these are the classes. The first and most important class is object class. Object class is a super class of every class in a Java, whether that is a predefined function, predefined class, or user defined class. Let's say here you have created a class. This is user defined, right? Now if you create a simple class, what is the default parent? Object class. Now here you have created a user defined parent class. What is the parent class of this user defined parent class? Object class again. Whether entire Java, whether it is a predefined or user defined, so super class is object class. Inside a java.lang package, these are the classes we have. The first most one is object class. Now child classes of object class, these are the predefined classes team. Boolean class, character class, class, and there is a class called name itself class team. Math class, process class, number class, runtime class, security manager, string class, and our mostly using system class, thread class, thread group class, throwable class, and also number class. Under number we have an integer. Remember, long class, float class, double class. So int, long, float, double, those are primitives, and these are wrapper classes team. For each and every primitive data type, we have a wrapper classes. Those wrapper classes are default child class of object class. That's why. So remember,
Object creation.
One of the drawback of arrays we have overcome by using object array. If you create object array, you can able to create what type of array?
All like
heterogeneous array.
Yeah.
Heterogeneous data type array. So if you create object array, you can able to add any data type to that array.
Yeah.
How come object can able to hold all the data type? Because object is a super class of all wrapper classes data types. That's why it can able to hold all the data types. So you can able to create object array, you can able to add any data type to that object array. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, so java.lang package, no need to import. Inside java.lang package, we have a common used classes, and without java.lang package, even you cannot write a code. And the most important one class is object class, right? So inside a java.lang package, so we have to discuss object class, most important one, object class, and then string class, even we have to discuss here, there is no, even they are not mentioned, string buffer class, string builder class. These things we have to discuss. Okay, so along with object class, we have to discuss string class, most important one, string buffer class, string builder class. So anyway, already we know primitive types. There's no much difference between this primitive types and this wrapper classes team. And going forward, even we'll cover this wrapper classes types also. Boolean, character, this integer, long, float, double. Okay. Now let's discuss for an object class. So what is an object team?
Instance
So
of,
if I ask object, you will get a number of questions
yeah.
at this time. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So in early classes, we know only one thing, object. So before Java, object is a entity, physical entity, and and later object is we can create object for a class. That's an instance of a class or a blueprint of a class.
Yeah.
And later, so there is a class with the name of object, a very important class from a java.lang package. The by default it's a super class of each and every class, whether it will be predefined class or user defined class. These are the predefined class. If you create any class, that's a user defined class. Now inside a Java object class, observe team. So inside object class there are methods. Let's say this is your class object, nothing but it's a child class. So by default here there is a relationship like this, extends
Object.
object, right? Now so if you say object dot, now you will get a method from object class. Clone method, equals method, finalize method, get class, hash code, notify all, toString, wait methods. Now observe, just count it team. How many methods you can able to see from an object class? Just count it. Just count with me. Clone method
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 only, right? Now, so first object class. So let's say how many methods are there in object class?
11.
11 methods. So node team 11 method, but here you have to note one point. So technically there are 12 methods team. Technically 12 methods, but so if anyone asks, so answer is 11 only. So the 12th method you cannot see inside your classes. So 12th method you can see in a object class. That is internal purpose. Technically object class having a 12 methods, but you can able to see only 11 methods inside your class. This is a predefined class, right? So here you can see only 11 methods, but actually having 12 methods, but the actual answer is 11 only. You can use only 11 methods, so user can able to see 11 methods. The right answer is 11 only. Okay.
Okay.
So hope I'm not confusing you.
Yeah, it's clear.
Right. Now let's see what are those methods, how to use those methods, and the importance of that method. Now object class. Inside object class, we have a methods called 11 methods. Now the 11 methods are, the first one is get class method. So public, final, get class method. Now this class, so how we'll use this class? Observe here. Now, so the main advantage of this get class method, better we can mention here the use case possible. Here I'll mention. Right. How many ways we can create object for a class team?
Self-reference.
Good.
4 ways.
Very good. Sorry, pardon. What is the last one?
4 ways like self and parent reference,
Parent class reference and
child.
Right. Now, if you are using a fully abstraction, so if you are going for a abstraction, so creating object for a classes by using parent class reference, parent interface reference. Now, at a point of time over execution, you cannot know on top of which object the method is executing. Getting certain
Yeah.
point of time. So you can only know a reference type, but you don't know the object type. Now let's say I'm having a class team. I'll give you an example. So I'm having a class. So here, this is let's consider this is a user-defined class. I'm having one parent. Forget about whether it may be interface or class. Now, so here I'm having this relationship. Obviously, I'll create object for a child class. Right? So here I'm creating object for a child class using my parent. If it is a parent, again 2 options. The parent could be interface or a class. Right? Now you cannot able to know the object is, if you create object for a using a parent, you don't know whether the child class. Sometimes you may have a number of child classes for a parent class or for a parent interface. At that time, if you want to know runtime object class, this will help you. So return class object. For this object, the class can further be used to get metadata of this class. So typically, so you can able to know get class on top of this object, on top of any object. If you call this get class method, that will return the class type thing, object class type. Nothing but that object, which class object that will return. Clear?
Yeah.
Observe here. We'll see the example here. Now this is my A class, right? On this A class, so if I say, let me print under system.println A dot object, my class object dot get class dot get name. Observe here. Now again, I'll have to give you one more statement here. Observe. A dot get class. Now get class method, what is returning team? Get class method. Observe here. Observe. I'm moving cursor here. Get class method returning what?
class.
Get class method returning class type.
Yeah.
Now if it is returning class type, so remember I have given a statement earlier. So if you call a variable always come with some value. So you have to store it. Yes or no?
Yeah.
If you call a method may not come with some value or a response, or it may come with a value or a response. The storing the value or a response of a method return type is optional. So if it is method return type is void, there is no chance to store it, right? So if it is returning something, that's again programmer optional. So if you want, he can store it. Otherwise, he can leave it. Now observe here, same time here. So if you want, you can store this class type. I'm storing this class type, and so if you are able to store it here, now again I want to use one of the method from this class. There is a class from a class team. This class name itself class. This is name team. Class is a name. Now what my get class method returning? It is returning class. Now I'm storing it. Any confusion?
No.
Just the class name is class only.
Yeah.
Now I would like to call one of the method from a class name. So this is a class reference. Now class reference dot. So I want to call a method called get name. So here I am writing for a call get name method. How many lines of code I am writing, team?
2 lines.
2 lines of code. Now instead of 2 lines, I can simply write like this. Observe here. My class object dot get class dot get name. Without storing, directly I'm calling. This will entire thing class reference. Observe carefully. Let me know if you have any doubts. Line number 6, line number 7. What I'm doing, team?
We are creating object and we are storing get class in another variable. And we are calling a method of get class by using this reference, class reference.
Right. So line number 6, I am creating object of my own class.
Yeah.
Right. Now line number 7, I'm calling a get class method of object class using my class object, because object class is a default parent class of my A class. So I can able to call or I can able to use object class methods. One of the object class method is get class. I'm calling on top of my object. Now get class method returning what, team? Class type.
Class.
Storing into the class type. So again, why I'm storing? I would like to call one of the method from a class reference or class type. Inside this class, there is a method called get name. Now I want to call it get name. That's why I'm storing on top of this reference. I'm calling get name from my class.
Okay.
Hope no confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here I am not storing this one. Without storing, directly I'm calling this one. Get name same on top of this reference. So this will enter return class reference. Instead of going 2 steps, I'm going with only 1 step. If you want, I will give you our own example, one more example. Not required?
Yeah.
Right. Now, so here observe team. So let me comment on this one. No need of 2 lines. So we can go to write with single line. Now observe. System.println. My class, my object dot class get name. I want to get the object name. So this object name. So I want to know this is which class object. Right now here you can double quote class object of class. Clear?
Yeah.
Now this will be useful perfectly by the time of here. If you take an interface or a parent class or a parent interface, anything perfectly. Suppose if you're confused with the class name, so at certain point of time, let's say same. So as of now, I'm creating in this class only. So there is a chance to create one class object in another class, right? And also using a parent class or parent interface, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes even you don't know from where it is getting. Sometimes even you don't know for which class object you are creating. At the time, so this get class method will use. So if I give like this, able to understand? Will you understand if I give like this?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, thanks. That is get class method from object class. Now we have one more method. 15. So we have one more method, hash code. So hash code method, what will return team? So it will return hash code number of the object. So if you create object for a class, so by the time of creating object, JVM will assign a unique default unique number for your object that you can represent, system can represent by using hash code. So if you want to get that name, you can get by using hash code. Now observe here. Now let me print my object, this class object hash code, a dot hash code. Just object of hash code. This is object hash code. So for every object, there will be some unique code team.
Okay.
Right? Now just it will return object hash code. That's it. Now there is a one more method,
Any
equals.
advantages?
So by using this hash code, typically you can compare objects and you can know duplicate object is creating or not. So
Okay.
there are lots of use. One is you can first of all you can check whether the two objects are equals or not. We'll discuss by the time of discussing this string. By the time of discussing, you will get to know what basic advantage of this hash code.
Okay.
Okay, now so you can able to get the hash code of the object by using hash code method. Now it will return type of hash code method is integer type number, right? Now equals method from an object class. Now parameter of equals method is what team? Object again. What this equals method will do team? So it will return boolean type. So if you pass object, so it will compare two object and return a boolean value if both object from a one class. What it will do in equals method? So it will compare two objects. If two objects are from one class, it will return a true. If two objects from another classes, two different classes, it will return a boolean type false. Okay. Now the next one is clone method team. Yes. So clone method. So what is mean by clone team?
Cutting.
Cutting.
Clone like DNA.
See. Sorry. Team.
Generally, general meaning is like yeah.
See,
In
clone nothing
product.
but deriving one from another. So
Yeah,
same
yeah.
nothing but so see
Got it.
if you can consider Xerox copy. So getting one thing from another thing. So which is
Yeah, producing
resembling
product.
is resembling a copy, right? Now
Yeah.
so here we have a method called clone. So using a clone method, so you can create. So here you can clone one object from another object. Here, let's say you have created object for one class. Now you can create one more object by using this object. Using what? Clone method. If you want to get one class object, one more copy, you have to use clone method. Then at what point of time you'll use this clone method team? Right, first one we'll discuss use. So what the use? So if you want to get object copy of any class. So when we'll get the situation team. So suppose if you create object of a class at certain point of time, so it will be collected by a garbage collector. Yes or no? Object nothing but memory. Memory deallocation process taken care by
Garbage collector.
component called garbage collector, default component of a Java. So automatically memory will be killed, or unused memory or used memory will be destroyed by garbage collector. There may be a chance to destroy your class object at certain point of time by the time of execution. Still, if you want to reserve your class object, you can go for a clone. Getting the use case?
Yeah.
If you want to reserve your class object, just go for a clone. Right? Now, the next method is toString method. So toString method come from object class. So toString method, what it will return, you know, so it will return a string representation of your class object. String representation of your class object. Now here this toString method so will be, so for best suggestion, so people will suggest you, whenever you write any class, the first most thing you have to do, overriding the toString method. Even you can override your object class methods in your current class. Now the first most thing you have to do, overriding toString method team. First of all, we'll see what toString method return, and we'll see how to override this toString method. Okay, now observe here. Now here, if you call object dot toString from where team is object class. Observe the output, run as Java application. Now this is a representation of object of this class team at rate 2A139A55. The representation of toString. Now each and every class, so there will be a overridden toString method team. So in collection classes, in a wrapper classes, in each and every class, there will be a overridden toString method. By default, all the classes are default child class of object class. Inside this object class, we have a toString method. This toString method is overridden in this all the classes. Even collection classes. So if you go for any project, so people will override this toString method for better representation. Now we'll see how to override this toString method. Now let me have a class called employee. Now, so for my employee, I'm having a variable called string name. Is it okay if I take a few more 20 minutes, one more 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Thanks. string name int id, right? Now generally how will you update this variable stream?
By object or
Okay. Mhm,
by
Like a main.
updating
mhm.
updating
Any
object or this keyword or
mhm. Right. So first way is, so one way we can update by the time of calling with object reference, or if it is within the class, you can directly class. If it is inside a static, so that the variable should be static. If it is non-static, you can use object creation, or even you can call using a
class.
class name reference. When you can
Yeah,
call a variable using a class name reference stream,
if it is static.
if it is static, that is a static way. And even we can update a variables using a method and this keyword. Yes or no?
Yeah,
By the time of calling variables, supply through a local variable and update your global variable. And also we can update these variables using constructors. Just now we discussed how to
yeah,
update team
by passing
by passing
parameter. Yeah.
parameters for your
For methods or constructor.
for constructor. That's how to create a constructor for this class. Public employee,
Employee.
right? Now
Yeah,
for this, so let's take string
name.
employee name, comma int employee ID, right? Here you can say this name equals to name. Tell me team. This
No,
can I write at least?
no, we can't.
No.
What is they have to first put it in the
Multiple.
general, so then only we can go according to the code.
I'm expecting from you this type
Yeah,
of practice.
same problem you and me are suffering actually. Developers and you are suffering basically.
So I said, so always whether it may be this keyword or short keyword should be first line of your method and
Yeah,
apply for same constructor.
Multiple
So,
scenarios,
so you
multiple
have to
scenarios.
practice like this team. I'm expecting from you this type of practice. Okay, so we can maintain. Now, how to override to string method? How to override a method from a parent class? First of all, what is overriding?
uh, s- same method signature in
Very good.
relation relation
Method with same signature in two
Two
relationship
relationship classes.
classes, right?
Okay.
So that is overriding. So same like implementation. The parent could be a interface. So you can implement in a child class. Inside a parent interface, there is an abstract method. You are overriding or implementing in implementation class or a child class. Now, what is the method we are going to override in? What is the method we are going to override?
Other
string.
numbers
Two
and
string.
ToString method, right? Now observe syntax of toString method. This one, public string toString. ToString, right? return syntax. As of now, let me maintain override. So that means void. So by default, editing. Okay, now, so if you want to update, generally, if you want to update these values, how will you update in main method, right? Now, employee, this is object, the employee name, you can give anything. Let's say emp equals to
New.
new of
New.
emp. So this is a parameters constructor. It will ask parameters, two parameters. First parameter is employee name, you have to provide
Okay,
here.
and then
ID you have to provide, that is integer type 1, 2, 3. Right? Now observe here. Now earlier, if you print object, what the output you'll get team? If you print object toString method, what you will get? Emp dot toString method. ToString method from where?
Java
Object
class.
class. Object run as Java application. Observe here you're getting what? So this object representation of employee class. Yes or no? Now
Yeah.
let me override this toString method. Public void toString. So here toString method. Here I'm printing this name. Override return should be return type. One second. Let me cross check once. String method, string format. So the name should be written ID. Right. Now here observing earlier we got output what string representation of this class object. Now if you override this one like this, so here what I'm doing team, so anyway if I want to call a toString method, so first of all I have to create object of this class. Step one, what I have to do here, object of creation. So what is the syntax here? Class name object name new constructor. So here I have taken a double parameter constructor. Inside double parameter I'm updating my employee name and updating my employee ID by passing parameter here. After that I am calling toString method. Earlier toString method, here what the output we got team? This is the output we got earlier. So which is not useful. Yes or no? So earlier this is the output. So you may not understand and this is not a useful. Right. Now observe, if you override this toString method, which is an object class in your class, so by returning string class, inside a string class there is a format, there is a method called format. So here what the format you are going to give here, what are the variables you are updating here, here you can give, here you can print the variables along with your toString method. Now observe here, now observe the output. Earlier this is the output we got, now observe the output this time. So we got a update, we got a updating time, variable name, employee name and a value. Now observe the output earlier and this time.
Yeah.
So that's why people will always recommend you so override toString method in each and every class. Right, let me give you this. Right, so final output you will get like this. If you override, so you will get like this. Some meaningful output. String representation of object. Right, now these are the important methods team. So from an object class, get class to get the class type, hash code to get object hash code, equals to compare two class objects, clone to clone or a copy of your class object, toString. Right, so it will return string representation of object. Now the finalize method. So the finalize method, the use of finalize method team to kill your object. Object nothing but memory. So are we calling any finalize method team? No, right? So then how object memory will be killed? So by default this will invoked by the garbage collector before object being garbage collected. Automatically garbage collector will call finalize method before killing your object memory, your class memory. So no need to kill. So if you want to kill, you can kill it. If you want to kill, just you can call finalize method of your object. But this is no need to call programmatically, or automatically it will taken care by garbage collector. Now, so we have a notify, notify all, wait, wait, three waits, wait, wait, wait. So these will use for a this multi-threading concept. These are the much not important. So mostly, so we are using the two-string method. This one two-string method, and this sometimes equals method and object method and get class method, and the last clone method. So we are mostly using the most important class is object class from a java.lang package. Inside this java.lang package, we have a 11 methods. On the 11 methods, so we are mostly first we have to take care about two-string method for understanding output to get your object in its string representation. Right? To compare, use equals method. To get to know which class, use get class method. For hash code, so to know the object hash code. Clear, team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. So object java.lang package. So it's an important package from a Java. And if you want, you can check it in. Just so if you create a project, you will get a JRE, right? Under JRE, so these are the jar files. Jar files nothing but
Packages, collection of
collection
packages.
of packages. Observe here. So one of the jar file is RTJAR. Observe the second jar is RTJAR. So these are the packages from where? Java.Sun Microsystems. Nothing but so who is currently handling the Java. So these are the packages from this RTJAR package. So RTJAR, under this RTJAR, these are the packages. Observe one of the package here you will get java.lang package. Java.lang package, language package is the basic package. So automatically you will get from a Java. So under this package, you will have these classes. Now here it is our object class. What is the jar name team? RTJAR. RTJAR. Okay. Just if you want, you can explore the classes. If you want, you can explore the methods. So right. So observe. This is object class, right? You can open it. Team. Just click on this. So it will open like this, and here you can see the methods and some details. What object, from where it is getting, what is the return type, what is the use of return type. So here getting, or so if you have a time, just go Oracle and you can check it out in java.lang package. Observe here. So you will have all classes, all the methods, return types, and use case. Okay, just if you have a time, just try to just read it out, so you will get to know at least main packages, at least java.lang package, at least these three. So object class, string class, and the important one is string builder, string buffer team. Object, string, string builder, string buffer. Okay, any doubts, team?
No.
No.
Where is Naresh?
He left.
Okay, okay, team. So just practice, team. Please let me know if you have any doubts at any point of time. Just keep on a practice. Okay. Thank you, team.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.